Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. Today we are going to be talking about Boomerang, which has been written and directed by R. Kannan, and it stars Atharvaa. The film opens with a man being wheeled into a hospital. He suffered some severe burns. His face is a mass of prosthetic goo, and the doctor suggests a face transplant. Like the stuff that happened in Face Off, though this is not that story at all. So the man whose face they take happens to look like Atharvaa. So that face comes onto Shiva's face, and Shiva is now looking like Atharvaa. What did Shiva look like before he began to look like Atharvaa? We don't know, and I guess we're not supposed to care either. So now we have a man with burns who no longer looks like a man with burns because he now looks like Atharvaa. Now you think that the film is going to take this and go somewhere with it immediately, but what happens is we spend a lot of time with some uninspired romance with Megha Akash, who plays a filmmaker, I think, and she wants him to act in a film. She wants Atharvaa to act in a film, that is Shiva, because he looks good. So I don't know what kind of filmmaker she's going to become. And then we waste a lot of time with Satish playing one of those very uninspired comedy tracks, and that again sucks out a lot of energy from the film. So the story begins about 15 minutes before the interval, because that's when a lorry knocks down Atharvaa's bike, and we know that that man did not want to kill Atharvaa. He actually wanted to kill the man whose face is now on Atharvaa. I know it sounds a little confusing, but the movie is not. But I wish it had been confusing, because when you see a movie like Face Off, and again I keep thinking of that movie because that took this pulp premise of one man's face being on another man and did such magic with it, but we're stuck with this really bad movie. I'm sorry, there's no other way to put it. So who is this man whose face is now on Atharvaa? That is, who was the earlier Atharvaa? That turns out to be a guy called Shakti, and in a flashback we discover that he was actually an IT employee who decided to become a farmer because he lost his job. Now, how does an IT employee a man trained in computer science, feel qualified to take up farming is something only this film can answer. But we take it up as a given, because that's when films like these can bring in issues like river linking and say they're actually about those issues. So here's the thing, if we're going to insist on thrusting these so-called topical headline issues into mainstream masala movies, can we at least have better writing and staging? I don't know why we don't have that. The moment you hear the Megha Akash character talk about, she's a filmmaker, right? So in her script, the villain, she decides to kill him with a dose of epinephrine, which increases the adrenal rate or something like that. And the minute it comes up in the movie, that's actually going to become the basis of a plot development. The writing is that obvious. To sum up, I felt that this movie about a face transplant actually could have used a screenplay transplant. I'm going with 1.5 stars. The full review is up on the Film Companion website. If you like this review, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.